Section 11. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ordinary people may be slow to experience the plus 30% dopamine secretion effect. Because the dopamine obtained through exercise is actually not much, but the plus 30% deliciousness bonus is more sensitive to people from Rongcheng who like delicious food and enjoy delicious food. As a Rongcheng native, Su Yang naturally knows a lot about the hot pot industry. The taste of hot pot is very homogeneous, whether you buy ready-made hot pot base ingredients directly or let the chef fry them yourself. There is actually no big difference in taste, it's just that the chef fried it himself, so the taste may not be stable enough. With the plus 30% delicious bonus, as long as you can buy first-class hot pot base ingredients, the taste of the hot pot will be top-notch. In the third month, Xiangxiang Hot Pot Restaurant lost 30,000 yuan, and you need to pay next month's rent of 20,000 yuan. After losing 10,000 yuan, Su Yang frowned slightly. In the fourth month, the street in front of the Xiangxiang Hot Pot Restaurant was blocked, and the construction team began to move in. A loss of 40,000 yuan, and you need to pay next month's rent of 20,000 yuan. In the fourth month, Xiangxiang Hot Pot Restaurant lost 60,000 yuan. You need to pay next month's rent of 20,000 yuan. In the fifth month, Xiangxiang Hot Pot Restaurant lost 70,000 yuan. Building roads, this is a killer. What a pity. Su Yang looked helplessly at this hot pot restaurant that had a prosperous shop for sale posted on it, wondering if some unlucky guy would take over this shop. If he doesn't build the road and spends more time and energy, he really has a chance to turn this hot pot restaurant from a loss to a profit. But now, this hot pot restaurant really has no value. He is too lazy to repeat the business deduction. However, his visit this time was not without gain, at least he knows what buffs he can get by opening a hot pot restaurant. Therefore, he is still in a good mood, he has enough patience to slowly find the right store. There are still many hot pot skewers restaurants that Rongcheng wants to transfer, but he is not in a hurry. At 3:50 in the afternoon, Maran parked the car safely near Xingho Fitness. Su Yang transferred 700 yuan to him, which made Maran very happy. As soon as he entered the gym, Su Yang saw Yuan Cece instructing a girl in the aerobic area, as if teaching her how to use the treadmill. This makes Su Yang very satisfied. "Hello boss," Fong Tong greeted with a smile. Su Yang nodded and found a chair next to him to sit down. Soon, Yuan Cece came over. "Boss. Are you still busy now?" "Not busy." "Then let's begin. Let's do a personal test first." "Okay." Physical testing is available at almost every gym. Physical examination can detect various indicators of the body, such as body composition, weight, height, waist circumference, hip circumference, muscle mass, bone mass, etc. The purpose is to help understand your physical condition, health level and fitness needs, so as to provide basic data to develop a more scientific and effective fitness plan. Of course, this is what the gym says externally. From the perspective of the gym, this also makes it convenient for fitness coaches to sell personal training classes to customers. However, some gyms have tricks in their physical tests, and they will modify some values. Obviously those customers didn't have much health problems, but the results showed that there was a problem. Including the former Zhongliang Fitness, he suddenly asked Yuan Cece, "Is the physical test okay now?" That when he learned about the situation a few days ago, he was not the boss yet and couldn't make any decisions. During the meeting this morning, he forgot about it. Yuan Cece was stunned for a moment, then smiled and said, "The boss's test must be fine." Pushing open the door of the physical examination room, Su Yang saw Tianxing holding a physical examination sheet and saying to a young man wearing glasses, "Your scoliosis is a little serious." "Really?" "Of course." Tianxing handed the physical test sheet to the young man. "If you don't believe me, take a look. Our physical test instrument is imported from abroad and is absolutely accurate." "Oh," the young man became nervous when he saw the test form. Tianxing continued, "The hidden dangers of scoliosis are great. In severe cases, it can lead to damage to lung function, heart function, and even paralysis." "Real?" The young man was obviously frightened by Tianxing. Tianxing said confidently, "Of course it's true. If you don't believe me, you can try it 1,000 times." Aha, that the young man nodded quickly. Su Yang was speechless. 1,000 degrees. These days, does anyone still believe this? There is a saying, cancer begins with 1,000 degrees. Water will bloom at 1,000 degrees, and people will die at 1,000 degrees. Let me tell you, thanks to you coming to us for testing, your scoliosis is not very serious now, and it can be corrected through exercise. At this moment, Su Yang knocked on the door, and he couldn't listen anymore. Tianxing turned his head and saw Su Yang and Yuan Sisi standing at the door. Coach Tian, did you take my words as deaf ears? Su Yang's tone was cold. Everyone can hear his anger. Yuan Sisi silently stepped aside. Old boss. Facing Su Yang, Tianxing's momentum was weak. I said, you can't talk about these things in the physical examination room, that it's completely different from the spacious and bright fitness area outside. The physical examination room in the gym is quite narrow, without a single window, and it relies entirely on lights for lighting, just like an interrogation room. Tianxing is tall and strong, which gives people a great sense of oppression. Okay. Also, let me see the physical examination form. Okay. Tianxing reluctantly handed the physical examination form to Su Yang. Su Yang took a look at the physical examination form, and it did not look like anything wrong. It showed that the other party's scoliosis was indeed slightly severe. Shifangbin, right? Yes. Section 12. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Shifangbin nodded quickly. The physical test sheet does show that you have scoliosis. Su Yang said softly, but my suggestion is to test you again, which will be more accurate. Wouldn't this be troublesome? This is such a good person. Su Yang seemed to see himself back then. Of course it's not troublesome. The instrument is free for you to use when you buy it. Su Yang said with a smile, and don't be superstitious about foreign products. Even imported testing instruments have errors. Chapter 9. Su Yang is furious. 1001 Private Lessons. Thanks, Shifangbin said gratefully. For some reason, the tension in his heart dissipated a lot when he saw Su Yang. Yuan Sisi, help him test again. Su Yang said to Yuan Sisi, be serious and get accurate data. Yuan Sisi immediately understood, okay, boss, that she was seen operating on the electronic screen of the physical measuring instrument for a while, and then she asked Shifangbin to go over and take another test. Tianxing's face turned blue and white for a while. I was stuck in place, not knowing what to do. Get out. Judging from Tianxing's expression, Su Yang knew that he must have messed up. Now Su Yang is annoyed when he sees him. Not long after, the test was completed, Su Yang chatted with Shifangbin and learned that the other person was a senior student and was doing an internship. Graduation season is coming soon, and I heard that this year is the most difficult graduation season. Soon after, Yuan Sisi came to Su Yang with a new physical test sheet. Following her finger, Su Yang saw the result, mild scoliosis. He asked quietly, is it a big problem? Su Yang didn't know much about this aspect either. Yuan Sisi shook her head. Mild cases are relatively common, not serious. Oh, Su Yang nodded. When Shifangbin heard this, he felt much more relaxed instantly. Not paying attention to your sitting posture, or often looking down at your phone may cause scoliosis. Yuan Sisi said softly, but it's best to go to the hospital for a checkup, and you can also try exercise correction. Yuan Sisi glanced at Su Yang and saw that he didn't stop him, so she continued. Strengthening the core muscles can improve the stability of the spine. Aerobic exercise such as swimming and cycling can also alleviate scoliosis. Yoga or Pilates can also improve scoliosis. Of course, the simplest exercise, the way to relieve this problem is to hang on the horizontal bar. Hearing this, Su Yang showed a smile on his face. Sure enough, Yuan Sisi is quite professional. Then, Yuan Sisi said to Shifangbin in a warm voice, you have to remember, when you study or work, don't stay in the same posture for a long time. This is not good for your spine. Aha, Shifangbin nodded repeatedly. Su Yang noticed that his ears were red and he seemed a little shy. I have to say that a sports beauty like Yuan Sisi is still very lethal to ordinary boys. Especially with her gentle big sister tone. Yuan Sisi, look at which coach outside is free and ask him to come over. Okay. After Yuan Sisi left, Shifengbin breathed a sigh of relief. However, he still glanced at Yuan Sisi's back with nostalgia. Su Yang felt that this boy might be caught by Yuan Sisi. I suggest you go to the hospital after you go back and register for a review. Su Yang suggested with a smile. After all, ours is just an ordinary gym here, which is definitely not as professional as the hospital, and the equipment is far less good than the hospital's equipment that costs tens of millions. Shifengbin nodded. Okay. If the hospital detects that you really have scoliosis, you can come to our gym to exercise. Just apply for a monthly card and try it out. Not everyone is suitable for exercising in the gym. Su Yang silently put the 2 physical test sheets holding it in his hand. He said, you won't lose much by getting a monthly card. You can make money back by taking a shower every day. Shifengbin looked at Su Yang blankly. He suspected that he had met a fake boss. At this time, Yuan Sisi came over with Wang Hu, boss, what's the matter? This little brother seems to have mild scoliosis. You can teach him how to hang the horizontal bar for free to relieve it. Hanging the horizontal bar is indeed very simple, but it's not a bad idea to let a professional fitness instructor guide you on how to exert force. As long as Wang Hu behaves professionally enough, there is a chance that he can help the gym get a new customer. He still has to do business. Okay. Wang Hu nodded and said to Shifengbin, come with me. Shifengbin said gratefully, thank you, boss. You're welcome. Su Yang casually handed the physical test form that Yuan Sisi helped him test to his hand. Remember to go to the hospital when you get back. After Shifengbin left, Yuan Sisi smiled and said, boss, you are such a good person. Su Yang crumpled up the physical test form in his hand and threw it into the trash can. I just want to make money openly and openly. Yuan Sisi looked at Su Yang, feeling a little touch deep in her heart. Su Yang's test results were pretty good. His body was generally healthy, but he looked a little thin. Yuan Sisi said that Su Yang has a good foundation and he will definitely become a handsome man after some training. Su Yang didn't know if she was flattering him, but he took it seriously. Such a beautiful girl will definitely not lie. Next, Yuan Sisi picked a set of slim-fitting gray sportswear for Su Yang. After changing into sportswear, Yuan Sisi took Su Yang to the private training area and began to teach Su Yang how to warm up. At first, Su Yang was a little distracted when he saw Yuan Sisi's hot body, but he soon calmed down and began to study seriously. After warming up, Yuan Sisi began to teach Su Yang some basic movements, for example, squats, bench presses and deadlifts. It was only after Yuan Sisi's explanation, demonstration and guidance that Su Yang realized that squats have so many details, even breathing must be controlled. He had never noticed it before. Time passed unknowingly. After helping Su Yang stretch, Yuan Sisi also massaged him to relax his muscles, and finally announced the end of this course. I have to say that being guided and served by a beautiful woman like this really made him feel a little satisfied. Su Yang sat on the chair and wiped the sweat from his forehead. He unscrewed the sports drink and took a big sip. Yuan Sisi reminded, drink water in small sips, you can easily choke like this. Okay. How was your experience in this course? Su Yang screwed the bottle cap. Not bad. To be honest, Su Yang feels very tired now, but also very refreshed. Especially after stretching and massage, it seems that the whole body has relaxed. Boss, what is your fitness goal? Yuan Sisi sat next to Su Yang and said, I need to make a training plan for you based on your goal. Section 13. You are listening at novelfold.audio. For good health. Yeah. I understand. Most people who buy private lessons from Yuan Sisi are just for health. After all, those who buy courses from her have relatively high incomes. These people are generally busy and are unlikely to spend too much time on fitness. Su Yang suddenly asked, how much does one private lesson cost for you? The price quoted before was 1,000 per private lesson. Su Yang was stunned for a moment. 60 minutes. Right. Is anyone really buying it? Some people did buy it, and they even bought it for 100,000 yuan. Yuan Cece said with a smile, there are many rich people in Rongcheng. Alright, thinking of Yuan Cece's monthly income, Su Yang was really convinced. He still can't understand the thinking of rich people. I often quote prices like this, but I also often give discounts to customers. Su Yang understood. Then how much will you quote me? 301, okay. With a 30% discount, Su Yang felt like he was getting a big deal. Later, Su Yang took out his mobile phone and contacted Su Jiping. The meeting will be held on time at 11:30 tomorrow morning. What happened to Tianxing today still made him a little unhappy. The next morning, Ma Ran and Su Yang continued to run around Rongcheng, but the gains were not great. He arrived at the conference room on time at 11:30 and saw the store manager and 15 coaches all present. I'll make a long story short. I just held a meeting yesterday morning and asked you not to use those despicable tricks on customers in order to sell courses like before. But yesterday afternoon, Tianxing modified the customer's physical test value and told the customer, you may be paralyzed. Su Yang's eyes fell on Tianxing, and many fitness coaches also looked at Tianxing. Tian Lian, who was named, lowered his head with a gloomy expression. The fitness industry is a service industry. Our purpose is to serve customers, make them healthy and satisfy them. We are not liars, let alone robbers and kidnappers. From beginning to end, Su Yang spoke in a calm tone, but it made people feel as cold as ice. The customers of our gym are always a fixed group within 2 to 5 kilometers nearby. If our reputation is bad, the gym will be finished sooner or later, and you people will all follow suit. If you have been in the gym for 3 years, you should know why our membership is getting harder and harder to sell. I don't care. If the gym collapses, it will collapse, but what about you? All the strong fitness instructors were trained by Su Yang to lower their heads. Half of these gym instructors have families. I told you that my dream is to run a gym that serves customers and has a good reputation. For this reason, I am willing to give you a salary increase, and I am also willing to accept losses. I can say that in the entire Rongcheng, there is no fitness coach with a basic salary as high as yours, and I don't put much business pressure on you, but how do you repay me? Do I have high demands on you? Are they as high as those of Zhang Liang? If you continue like this gym will have no value to me at all. If you continue to follow the traditional old ways, it proves that Spark is not suitable for you. Please find another job. Okay, the meeting is over. Su Yang stood up from his chair and left the conference room directly. The conference room was extremely quiet, almost everyone looked at Tianxing. Chapter 10. If you don't develop your career well, you will be struck by lightning. Why are you looking at me? Tianxing stood up angrily and shouted, isn't it just that I have a few bad money? I quit. Okay. Su Jiping stood up immediately, you can come to my place later to settle your wages. Well. Tianxing suddenly felt as if his throat was being strangled. He is actually talking more angry words. Store manager. Go away. Su Jiping said with a cold face, this is not the place for you. Su Jiping must maintain the boss's authority. If Tianxing was just complaining, he might pretend not to hear it. When so many coaches criticize the boss, he can't ignore it. What would his boss think of him if word got out? The fitness coaches left one after another, and no one wanted to talk to Tianxing. Tianxing looked at his brother Jing Jianba, who was still sitting next to him. Jing Jianba, why don't we go together? This rich second generation takes it too much for granted. If he continues to operate like this, the gym will be closed sooner or later. Jing Jianba glanced at Su Jiping with a very embarrassed expression. What's wrong? You won't leave. Tianxing, you know, I've been dating a girlfriend recently, and the expenses are a bit high, so I can't resign. You. Tianxing, I'm sorry. Tianxing was a little unbelievable. Jing Jianba, we have known each other for 4 years. We were friends at Shindong Fitness before. Where can we go without Starfire? We can continue to be fitness instructors. Tiansheng, many commercial gyms are having difficulty operating now. Many of my friends who are fitness instructors are unemployed. You can't work as a security guard, right? Tiansheng, with our abilities, we will definitely be able to find a job. It's hard to find a job now, especially for someone like me who has a low level of education. It's hard to find a high-paying job. Jing Jianba whispered, yesterday I told my girlfriend about the boss's salary increase. She was very happy, and my parents were also very happy. Su Yang was absolutely right. He offered a very high salary, and he didn't put much pressure on the fitness coach. Tiansheng took a deep breath and felt his blood pressure rising. Jing Jianba persuaded him earnestly, Tiansheng, the boss is actually a good person. If you apologize to the boss and show some weakness, he might forgive you. Impossible. Tiansheng would not give in. He had already said he was leaving, so he couldn't go back on his word. Su Zhiping said calmly, Jing Jianba, go eat. Oh, leaving the meeting room with some disappointment, Jing Jianba unknowingly came to the strength area of the gym. It was already lunchtime, and the gym was empty, with few people. He saw a young woman using a seated high pull-down trainer. The seated high pull-down trainer is used to train back muscles. Compared with dumbbells, barbells, and treadmills, the seated high pull-down trainer is more complicated to operate. Jing Jianba knew at a glance that she was a novice. He walked to the young woman, and the woman immediately said reflexively, thank you, I don't want to buy the class. Let me teach you how to use this. Jing Jianba said helplessly, don't hurt yourself. Section 14. You are listening at novelfull.audio. So, Jing Jianba did not wait for her to agree, and began to explain how to use the seated high pull-down trainer, and assisted her in doing a set of exercises. When the woman was tired, he said, don't force yourself too much when doing strength training at the beginning, otherwise it is easy to get injured. It is best to have a professional fitness coach or other people to assist you. Yes. I'm going to eat first, you should also go to eat first. Excessive fitness is harmful if the nutrition is not enough. Okay, the young woman looked at Jing Jianba's back with some doubts, and she was a little confused. This coach really doesn't promote private lessons. Or, he wants to play a long game. Must be vigilant. Su Yang was eating when he suddenly received a call from Su Zhiping, saying that Tiansheng wanted to resign. Okay, follow the normal resignation procedures, and don't let him lose money even if he deserves it. I understand. Manager Su, what we want to do is word of mouth. As long as you help me run Xingho well, as long as you build a good reputation, even if Xingho loses money, I will give you a raise, understand? I understand, boss. Also, didn't Zhang Liang's money pay last month? You can ask Zhang Feng to make up some more, and on the 7th, the salaries of other employees will be paid according to my raise. Okay. Hearing the busy tone of the phone, Su Zhiping put down his hand with a serious expression. He looked at the customers who were exercising seriously in the gym, and he had made up his mind. The atmosphere of the gym must be thoroughly rectified according to Su Yang's intention. The bosses must be thoroughly implemented. As for those who are disobedient, let them pack up and leave. In any case, the turnover of fitness coaches is very high, and most of them can't work for a year. Su Zhiping has long been accustomed to it. It is definitely right to follow Su Yang, because this boss is really willing to give him a raise. Su Yang was in a good mood when he heard that Tiansheng had resigned. As soon as Tiansheng left, all the employees of Xingho Fitness passed the loyalty test for him. This way, Su Yang was in a better mood to pay them. And this can also serve as a warning to other coaches. That's right, he criticized Tiansheng so mercilessly in the meeting just to embarrass him and make him resign. As a result, this guy was as impulsive as he imagined. At this time, Yuan Cece also contacted him on Weixin and sent him a fitness plan. There is a private lesson every other day, mainly some basic fitness courses, focusing on strength training. She also suggested some other exercise methods, which can be done by yourself in the gym. In addition, there are some suggestions on diet and lifestyle habits. Su Yang, don't you need to eat protein powder or muscle powder? Yuan CC, you don't need high-intensity muscle growth. You don't need to eat those with your training intensity. Just pay attention to eating more meat, eggs and milk in normal times. Su Yang, okay. Seeing that Su Yang stopped talking, Yuan Cece stared at the phone and frowned slightly. She found that her boss didn't seem to be particularly interested in her. She was naturally more interested in Su Yang. He was young, handsome, and super rich. From his positioning of the gym, his words and deeds, Yuan Cece knew that he was a pretty good person. It was impossible to say that she had no thoughts about Su Yang, just like normal men would have certain thoughts when they met beautiful women. Women are the same. Her income was indeed very high among ordinary people, 50,000 per month. But because she often came into contact with high-end people, rich people, and those rich wives, she was a little unconfident. At the same time, she was also very eager for the life of rich people. What was her monthly salary? Her salary, which she worked hard for a year, was just what others would buy a bag with. Not to mention what Su Yang said casually at the meeting yesterday, is a loss of 100 million enough? To be honest, Yuan Cece felt that he exuded charming charm all over his body at that time. Did Su Yang really have no thoughts about Yuan Cece? That was of course impossible. It's just that he is still obsessed with opening a store. He is really obsessed with opening a store. Just like a geek addicted to games. Woman, what is that? Is it fun to play games? Su Yang is no longer a rookie who has just entered society. He knows the importance of money very well. With the big entrepreneur system, what is the difference between running a store and a company and playing a business game? If you don't develop your career well, even if you have the big entrepreneur system, you will definitely be struck by lightning. Chapter 11 Changes in the Gym. Ordinary guest who been. In the following days, Su Yang worked out in the gym while exploring all over Rongcheng. In addition to the gym, he also developed a strong interest in the catering industry such as hot pot, skewers, dine-in, and restaurants. After all, it does not seem to have much technical content. Many ordinary people want to start a business, so they like to engage in catering, and most of them lose all their money. The competition is too fierce. There are also barbecue and breakfast shops, which are also common in catering. However, barbecue restaurants are more affected by the season, and breakfast shops are more difficult to run. Su Yang definitely prefers hot pot and skewers. Because this industry does not require high requirements for chefs and is highly replicable, once a chain is formed, a large number of employees can be hired, which is very suitable for his system upgrade. His system requires a large number of employees to upgrade. If you want more employees, you need to be more inclined to develop labor-intensive industries. Su Yang didn't think there was anything wrong with it. Developing high technology is important, but creating more jobs for society is equally important. When the development accumulates to a certain level, he will definitely be willing to develop in the high-tech industry. Anyway, he can afford a high salary. When he returns to the rental house, Su Yang will also find some information online to study, in order to have a more comprehensive understanding of the entire catering industry. Slowly, with the deepening of learning and the accumulation of experience, he is no longer like before, directly going to the transferred store to use business deduction. He will have a deep understanding of the business environment near each transferred store, begin to try to analyze the customer flow around the store, begin to try to communicate with the owners of those transferred stores. In the process of using business recommendation skills, he will actively intervene and try more possibilities. For example, block his own bonus to the hot pot restaurant. For example, change the hot pot restaurant into a breakfast shop or a milk tea shop. Section 15. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Or join other chain stores, or lower the average customer price of hot pot restaurants. Or just find a store with very good business and try to buy directly at a high price. 2 days later, Hubin came to the front desk of Xingho Fitness and asked. Excuse me, isn't this Zhongliang Fitness? Hello, this is Xingho Fitness. The owner of Zhongliang Fitness has sold the gym. Zhou Xiaolu explained with a sweet smile, but the former owner of Zhongliang Fitness has an agreement with our new owner. The former members of Zhongliang Fitness can still enjoy the services in our gym. That's good. I thought he ran away. Hubin breathed a sigh of relief. He thought the boss ran away and was going to lose all his money. Please show me your membership card. Okay. Wait 2 minutes, customer, I will replace your new membership card for free. New membership card? Yes. Zhou Xiaolu explained patiently, it needs to be replaced with our Xingho Fitness membership card, but the membership card information will not change. Okay, Hubin was also quite satisfied with this. He was still a little worried when he came to Xingho Fitness with Zhongliang Fitness's membership card. Soon, Zhou Xiaolu entered the information and handed a beautiful membership card to Hubin. In addition, there were 6 business card-sized cardboard cards with codes, QR codes, and Xingho Fitness's artistic font. What is this? Hubin turned the card over curiously, and there was a line of words on it, to your favorite Xingho Fitness coach. This is a voting card. If you like a fitness coach in the gym, you can vote for him. Zhou Xiaolu explained, pointing to the ballot box next to him, it's right here. Hubin took a look at the ballot box, each of which had a photo and name of a fitness coach posted on it. The customer still has 2 months of gym membership and can get 6 Spark tickets. Can I not vote? Of course, it's the customer's freedom. Zhou Xiaolu said with a smile, the customer is unwilling to vote, which only proves that our Spark Fitness coaches are not good enough and have not been recognized by you. We need to continue to work hard. Yeah, Hubin nodded, feeling that the gym had changed a lot after changing its owner. At least the service attitude has improved a lot compared to before. Even the smile of the front desk lady seems to be more friendly. As soon as he entered the gym, he noticed that the fitness coaches were different from before. These fitness coaches seemed to be very relaxed, with smiles on their faces. Some of them chatted with other guests who were resting between groups, some were instructing newcomers to use treadmills, some were helping other customers do some dangerous exercises, some fitness coaches were actually working out. These fitness coaches seemed to be completely integrated into the gym. The atmosphere of the entire gym was actually a little harmonious. Weird. This was Hubin's first reaction. In the past, the fitness coaches in the gym were really hated by everyone. It may be a bit exaggerated, but it is true in most cases. Those who often come to the gym will immediately be alert once they are approached by a fitness coach. They often surround a newcomer and desperately sell private lessons. Sometimes, they will sell like flies and make people annoyed. Sometimes, they are like sticky candy, and they will cling to you in the gym. If you refuse with a firm attitude, some fitness coaches will directly turn their faces and make a bad face. They don't care about the fitness people who often refuse them. Occasionally, they will take the initiative to guide you, then you have to be careful, they must want to sell classes again. Although Hubin was muttering in his heart, he didn't say anything. He stood on the treadmill directly and turned on the treadmill. He has been working overtime recently, and finally he has some free time, so he wants to come to the gym to exercise, although running outside is also possible, but he is more introverted and doesn't like to be stared at by others. Let him run on the street, he always feels uncomfortable. Moreover, there are many private cars in Rongcheng, and there are often traffic jams. He always feels a little dangerous when running on the streets outside, and he will keep breathing in exhaust dust. The air quality in Rongcheng is somewhat worrying. Wait, don't run first. At this time, Hubin heard someone shouting beside him. What's the matter? Hubin saw a tall and strong fitness coach walking towards him quickly. He began to get nervous. You don't seem to have warmed up yet. The fitness coach said with a smile, it's easy to get injured if you don't warm up, especially if you don't exercise for a long time. Oh. You're welcome. The fitness coach smiled, my name is Zheng Jianba, you can find me anytime if you need me. Thank you. Hubin got off the treadmill and started to warm up. Zheng Jianba frowned and said, your warm-up movements are not standard enough. Huh? Hubin became alert instantly. His warm-up movements may indeed be not standard. They were all taught casually by the physical education teacher, and he learned them casually. Let me teach you some simple exercises. Zheng Jianba spent 2 minutes teaching Hubin some basic warm-up exercises. Hubin learned them quickly. Okay, now you can get on the treadmill. Thank you. Hubin stood on the treadmill, and Zheng Jianba turned it on. Hubin started to run while adjusting the operating screen of the treadmill. however, Jing Jianba always made him feel uncomfortable next to him. At the same time, he was still on guard. He waited for the other party to sell him private lessons, and then he would simply refuse. As a result, after waiting for 2 minutes, he did not wait for the private lessons from the fitness coach. Jing Jianba noticed that Hubin kept looking at him and his movements were a bit stiff, so he said tactfully, "You can exercise slowly. If you need anything, find me. My name is Jing Jianba." "Thank you, coach." "Yeah." Jing Jianba smiled, "If you want to take private lessons, you can also find me. Whether it is muscle building or weight loss, I can design a training course tailored for you." Finally waited. Now, Hubin felt that his heart was stable. So, how to be a fitness coach without selling private lessons? Section 16. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Sorry, I don't want to buy it right now. It doesn't matter. Jing Jianba said with a smile, "Exercise well." After saying that, he simply left, etc. Hubin felt that his mind was a little hard to turn around. Is it so straightforward? Did you leave so simply? Chapter 12. A franchise hot pot restaurant opened by 5 bosses. Until he ran to exhaustion, no fitness instructor bothered him. After getting off the treadmill, Hubin was already dry, but then he remembered that he didn't bring any water. The only option is to get a cheap gym. He really doesn't want to go too far now. He reluctantly came to the front desk and asked for a bottle of energy drink. "How much?" He took out his cell phone and asked casually. $5. 5 yuan. Hubin looked at Zhou Xiaolu at the front desk in surprise. "Isn't it 10 yuan? He vaguely remembered that he bought a bottle last time. 10 yuan is directly twice as expensive as outside. Zhou Xiaolu said with a smile, "Our boss said it's too expensive." Oh, he felt in his heart that this new boss was really good and a kind person. Arriving at the lounge, Hubin saw more than a dozen fitness enthusiasts sitting there. Some are chatting and some are playing on their mobile phones. Hubin sat on the sofa and heard 2 people chatting. "I've noticed that these recent fitness instructors seem to be somewhat Buddhist. Don't you sell private lessons anymore?" "That's right. Instead, they want me to give them a few votes." "Do you like it when they keep selling you?" "No, but I always feel out of place." "You are such a bitch. Are you cheap?" "I heard that the gym was taken over by a rich second generation." "The rich second generation doesn't care whether the gym can make money or lose money. He only cares about the service attitude of the fitness instructors." "There are still people like this. The rich second generation. It's normal to be more willful." At this time, everyone in the lounge was attracted by the conversation. "The rent for this gym is at least 500,000 yuan per year, right? There are also fitness instructor salaries, water and electricity bills, and various maintenance fees. Which rich second generation can really afford such a loss?" "You don't know. Those fitness coaches said that their boss is a truly rich man, and it is not a problem to lose hundreds of millions." "Boast." "This is true, their boss said it himself, you can lose money as you please." "What's the reason for such a loss?" "It seems to be their boss's hobby. He likes fitness and wants to open a gym that everyone likes." Others said. "Can't understand." "I can't understand it either. This may be the world of rich people. Anyway, I think the atmosphere in the gym is pretty good now, a bit like a fitness studio. Fitness studios don't have this kind of environment, with so much equipment. To be honest, I had a great time practicing today. I haven't felt so good in a long time. Maybe it's because the lady at the front desk smiled at me. I've been in good shape in the gym lately too, I see." Only then did Hubin understand. No wonder the gym has changed so much. "But it's quite comfortable." After resting for a while, Hubin went running for another half an hour. After taking a shower, Hubin felt refreshed. The fatigue from working overtime seems to have disappeared a lot. When he left the gym, he hesitated and voted for Jing Jianba. Just when Hubin left the gym, Ma Ran also took Su Yang to the vicinity of Feda Plaza. Su Yang also didn't gain much today. Almost all the stores that were willing to transfer were scams. Even if he gives those shops special bonuses, those shops will still be difficult to operate. It takes a while to build a good reputation through traffic. However, most of those stores are relatively small and require few employees, so Su Yang is not very interested in taking over. It was already 6 o'clock, and Su Yang proposed to treat Maran to a meal. Maran didn't hesitate and agreed directly. Entering a restaurant street near Feda Plaza, Su Yang noticed that there was a large flow of people here, and they were mainly young people. He looked at the time and saw that today was still Wednesday. This inevitably touched Su Yang's heart of opening a store. Along the way, I saw that the surrounding merchants seemed to be doing good business, including rice noodles, skewers, fish hot pot. There are a few places where life is particularly lively, and the tables and chairs are placed on the street, separated by a fence. Soon after, Su Yang saw a Dalai beef hot pot. The most important thing is that near the entrance of this Dalai beef hot pot restaurant, there is a want shop for sale sign. Su Yang's first reaction was, what kind of trap is this? This can't be blamed on Su Yang. He has recently checked at least 40 prosperous shops that need to be transferred, and almost all of them are a bit misleading. To ordinary people, that's a sinkhole. Su Yang felt this was a joke. The business of this hot pot restaurant was obviously pretty good. Although the customers did not sit on the street, he could see through the window that the hot pot restaurant had quite a lot of occupancy. Therefore, the business of this store may not be as good as that of several nearby stores, but it will definitely not lose money. Let's go eat here. Su Yang said, pointing to the Dalai beef hot pot. It's impossible to queue up, and it just so happens that there is no queue at this store. Okay. Naturally, Maran would not refuse. Su Yang smelled the aroma of hot pot as soon as he entered the hot pot restaurant. He took a look at the decoration inside the hot pot restaurant and felt that it was pretty good, very prosperous. The waitresses in the restaurant all wore red and black clothes. They were all relatively young and looked pretty good. The woman sitting at the front desk was pretty, especially the one with very white skin and a rosy complexion. Section 17. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Seeing Su Yang and the other two, the woman asked politely, guests, how many of you are there? 2. Please sit over here. Sitting next to the wall, Su Yang took the menu handed over by the waiter. He glanced at it and frowned slightly. The unit prices of the dishes were relatively high. Having just got some money, Su Yang is still a little sensitive to prices. He took the first step and ordered the fat beef, bacon slices, tripe, duck intestines, and potato slices. Then he handed the menu to Maran. Order whatever you like, don't be polite to me. Okay boss, I won't be polite, Maran said with a smile. After spending several days together, he knew Su Yang's character. If he says you're welcome, that means you're really welcome. Holding the menu, he took a look at the dishes Su Yang ordered, and then ordered a few more vegetarian dishes such as yellow throat, rat fish, asparagus, and enoki mushrooms. Do you want red soup or clear soup? Su Yang looked at Maran, who quickly said, I can do it. Then yuanyang hot pot, just slightly spicy. Okay. Get us 2 more aprons. Good. Not long after, the mandarin duck pot was brought up to be heated. Su Yang and Maran each prepared dipping ingredients, and it didn't take long for the hot pot to start boiling. Maran took the initiative to pour some of the fat beef, bacon slices, and fish into the hot pot. Su Yang picked up a piece of duck intestine and put it into the boiling hot pot. After shaking it up and down, he wrapped the duck intestine in the dipping sauce. At this time, the temperature of the duck intestines is moderate, just right in your mouth. Chew it gently. The spicy and crispy texture makes Su Yang feel happy. Halfway through the meal, Su Yang felt that the food he ordered was not enough, so he ordered another order. He has been exercising regularly recently and his appetite has increased significantly. Also, the chefs who arrange dishes in hot pot restaurants are very knowledgeable. The dishes on those plates look generous, but it's all an illusion. This is visual art. When he was 60% full, Su Yang took a sip of coconut milk and used his business deduction skills. Hot pot restaurant owners Yu Qinyan, Chen Konghu, Ran Gung, Mo Song, and Gu Tao will transfer the hot pot restaurant to you for 800,000 yuan, including various catering equipment. There are 5 owners in one store, Su-young said it is difficult to understand. You sign a 1-year lease with the property management company, pay 1 deposit and pay 3, for a total of 200,000. The monthly rent is 50,000. The rent also shocked Su-young. The monthly rent for his 1,800 square meter gym is only 50,000 yuan. You did not choose to join Dalai Beef Hotpot, but hired Guofeng, the manager of Shuxiang Beef Hotpot Restaurant, at a high price who has proficient hotpot restaurant management capabilities. Guofeng helped you find a manager who has proficient hotpot base ingredients. Chef, help you find a suitable supply chain, spend 50,000 yuan to renovate the store, and Zhoxiang Beef Hot Pot Restaurant will officially open 10 days later. Zhoxiang Beef Hot Pot Restaurant is 300 square meters, has 15 employees, and needs to pay a monthly salary of 90,000 yuan. Your Zhoxiang Beef Hot Pot Restaurant gets plus 30% delicious bonus and minus 15% body damage buff. Guofeng spent 30,000 yuan on a grand opening event, carried out group purchase discounts, actively promoted it on Xiaobeishu, invited Douyin experts to visit the store, carried out various traffic promotions, and also invited many friends he knew to come to the store to taste. There is a long queue in front of your store. The hot pot restaurant made a profit of 100,000 yuan in the first month and had to pay 50,000 yuan in store rent. Seeing this, Su-young fell silent. He doesn't think the rent of 50,000 yuan is expensive now. In the first month, we held various preferential activities and spent a lot of publicity fees, but we were still able to earn 50,000 yuan, which should be pretty good. You know, it's June now, which is the off-season for the hot pot business. Through early publicity, your hot pot restaurant has become famous. Because the hot pot restaurant has a strategic location and top-notch taste, word of mouth gradually spreads and attracts many repeat customers. In the second month, the hot pot restaurant made a profit of 120,000, and the store needs to pay the rent is 50,000. Su-young thinks this is not bad. So what went wrong with this store? Su-young looked at the 5 partners, and then at the unknown franchise store Dalai Beef Hotpot. He decided to deduce it again. He wants to join that hot pot chain brand. By the way, I blocked the special buff I gave to the hot pot restaurant. You contacted the Dalai Beef Hotpot headquarters and learned that you were interested in joining. You have not been engaged in the catering industry. The headquarters invited you to visit their chain hotpot brand stores in Shanghai. You saw that those Dalai Beef Hotpot restaurants are doing a lot of business. Good. Seeing this, Su-young was speechless for a while. It's not a mountain city. He would go to a magical city to learn how to open a hotpot restaurant if he was crazy. The headquarters staff promise you that as long as you join a hot pot restaurant, they will arrange professional training courses for you, arrange various online promotions and business guidance for your new store, and provide you with various hot pot restaurant materials. Make your hot pot restaurant the benchmark of Dalai Hot Pot Restaurant in Rongcheng. Chapter 13. Accept the loss and leave. Su-young takes over the deal at a high price. You asked the headquarters staff why the hot pot restaurant opened by Yuqinyan was transferred. The staff at the headquarters tell you that the reason for the store's closure was serious conflicts between the 5 store owners. The hot pot restaurant business is also in the off-season now, and they have no patience. You paid a franchise fee of 100,000 yuan, and learned that if you pay another 50,000 yuan, you can become a regional agent in the Rongcheng area. You can develop your own franchise store and collect the franchise fee, so you paid an additional 50,000 yuan. Having mastered the experience of dozens of stores going bankrupt and consulted a lot of information on the internet, Su-young probably knows what this Dalai Beef Hot Pot is. It should be just a quick recruitment company. Quick Recruitment Company is the abbreviation of Quick Recruitment Company, refers to those recruitment companies that rely on franchising and franchise resale as the main source of income and are extremely irresponsible to franchisees. These companies will use various means to package and create a brand explosive product in a short period of time, and obtain huge franchise fees and other benefits through large-scale and rapid recruitment, but the later service support is poor or completely absent. Many people who want to try catering entrepreneurship have fallen into the hands of quick recruitment companies. They often increase the cost of opening a store for entrepreneurs by 2 to 3 times. The store location selected for entrepreneurs is often extremely unprofessional and quite perfunctory. The cost of opening a store is high, and it takes a long time to recover the cost. The store location is not good, and the business is bad. But the Wild Chicken brand of the Quick Recruitment Company is not recognized by the public. Later, the Quick Recruitment Company often ignores the franchise stores with poor business. This is completely an act of harvesting leaks. Is it easy to protect your rights? It depends on whether the Quick Recruitment Company goes bankrupt quickly. Otherwise, how can there be a quick word? Build a brand quickly, recruit franchise stores quickly, and then go bankrupt quickly, and then build a new brand. After receiving a 3-day training, you return to Rongcheng and invite Guofang, the manager of Shuxiang Beef Hot Pot Restaurant, who has the ability to operate a proficient hot pot restaurant, to be the manager at a high price. After learning that you have joined the Dalai hot pot chain, he clearly refuses and is unmoved by the high salary you offer. After opening, the headquarters really helped you with various online promotions and guided you on how to conduct preferential activities. Your customers have increased significantly, but you find that the various materials provided by the headquarters are obviously 50% higher than those in the Rongcheng market. The hot pot base tastes okay, but the competitiveness in the Rongcheng market is still not strong. In the first month, the hot pot restaurant made a profit of 60,000 and had to pay a store rent of 50,000. In the second month, the hot pot restaurant's business declined, with a profit of 40,000 yuan and a store rent of 50,000 yuan. The headquarters told you that this is normal. In the third month, the hot pot restaurant was the same as in February, with a profit of 40,000 yuan and a store rent of 50,000 yuan. The headquarters told you that this is because it is now in the off-season. In the fourth month, the off-season of the hot pot restaurant has passed, and the National Day business is good, with a profit of 70,000 yuan and a store rent of 50,000 yuan. You decide not to buy materials from Dalai to reduce costs. In the fifth month, the profit is 70,000 yuan, and the store rent is 50,000 yuan, but you always feel that you are working for the landlord's property, just to earn some hard-earned money. After the deduction, Su Yang roughly understood why this hot pot restaurant could not be opened. Let alone the high rent of this food street, this franchise store is a big pit. The materials that are 50% higher than the market price are already fatal enough. The gross profit margin of a hot pot restaurant is generally 50% to 60%, the material cost is 50% higher, so who is making money for? Moreover, when the headquarters talks about supporting franchise stores, it is just talk. Section 18. You are listening at novelfull.audio. They just help to attract traffic in the early stage. Is there any technical content in this? Even Jian Wei, who has the ability to operate a skilled hot pot restaurant, can do it. Judging from the bid price of 800,000 yuan for the transfer fee, the 5 owners of the hot pot restaurant should not have invested too little in the early stage. If there is no golden finger, Su Yang must have taken great risks in buying this restaurant. The profit is only 20,000 yuan a month. It takes 40 months to recover the cost, and the catering business is not done this way. Su Yang looked around the decoration of the entire hot pot restaurant. Given the black heart of the headquarters, it may have cheated the 5 owners of a lot of money. The 5 owners must have reacted now and knew that they were cheated. It is not surprising that there are conflicts within the internal. So should this restaurant be bought? Of course. This hot pot restaurant is 300 square meters, which is a suitable area, and there must be a lot of employees that can be hired. The decoration is also in line with Su Yang's aesthetics, and there should be no need for major changes. If it can be bought, it will definitely be good. If Su Yang rents this store, he will have a buff, and it will be easy to make money. He deduced several times, and the lowest price he could get was 500,000. If Su Yang hesitated, competitors would soon join in. One of the competitors was the owner of the skewer's shop next door. The owner of the skewer's shop next door had a good business and must be quite capable. Based on his management ability, if he made an average profit of 40,000 per month, he could recover his costs in 1 year by buying the shop. He stood up and went to the front desk of the hot pot restaurant, and said to the front desk, "Hello, are you going to transfer this hot pot restaurant?" The front desk beauty was stunned for a moment, and nodded quickly, yes. I want this shop, can I contact the boss? Okay, wait a minute. The front desk beauty entered the kitchen, and soon a short, fat, middle-aged man with a sallow complexion came out. Boss, this guest wants to buy our shop. Okay. Su Yang used a detection skill at will. Name, Yuqin Yun. Status, subhealthy, insomnia, very stressed. Skills, 1, pastry making, proficient. 2. 1, breakfast shop management, proficient. 2. Car driving skills, proficient. He roughly understood that Yuqin Yun should have opened a breakfast shop before. This time he opened a hot pot restaurant, which is a cross-border business. Yuqin Yun forced a smile and said, hello, little brother, you said you want to buy my shop. Yes, I am very interested in opening a hot pot restaurant. 800,000, as long as you give 800,000, I will transfer the shop to you, including various equipment. Boss, my family runs a hot pot restaurant. I know very well that your decoration and equipment are not worth 800,000. Su Yang smiled very confidently, not to mention that they are all second-hand now. Yuqin Yun smiled awkwardly. Then how much do you bid? 500,000. Yuqin Yun hesitated and said, I am not the only owner of the hot pot restaurant. I need to ask their opinions. Boss, these equipment of yours can't be sold for less than 10,000 yuan in the second-hand market. I'll spend 10,000 yuan, and with the remaining 700,000 yuan, I can renovate 2 or 3 shops similar to yours. I only offer this reasonable price because the shop is in a good location. Oh. I know. Su Yang pointed to Marant's seat. I'll eat hot pot there. You can ask other bosses for their opinions first. Okay. Su Yang sat back in his seat. Maran asked curiously, Boss, did you go to discuss business just now? Yeah. Su Yang picked up the chopsticks. I think this store has a good location. It's really good, but it's too expensive and the taste is average. If you didn't treat me, I would never come. Ha. Then eat more. Not long after, Yuqin Yun came to Su Yang's table and sat next to him. He sighed heavily. They all agreed. Yeah, this boss is obviously in a bad mood. A friend opened it together. Yes. Yuqin Yun nodded heavily. Now we can't even be friends anymore. They're all blaming me. With so many internal conflicts and no improvement in business, he was exhausted. Su Yang picked up a piece of beef, joining the Dalai hot pot. Yes, Yuqin Yun looked at Su Yang, now more certain that the other party was an expert. I used to run a breakfast restaurant, but I got up at 3 o'clock every day, and it felt too hard. I heard from a friend that there was a good location vacant on the food street, and opening a hot pot restaurant would definitely make money, so I came here. Why did you join that Dalai? I haven't run a hot pot restaurant before, so I feel uneasy. Yuqin Yun said helplessly, I originally wanted to join a local hot pot chain, but I saw Dalai on Douyin. How much is the franchise fee? 1,500,000. I guess he also became a regional agent. Did they only take 150,000 yuan from you? Yuqin Yun sighed. They are responsible for the decoration and equipment. How much did it cost? About 700,000 yuan. The decoration of this hot pot restaurant is only worth 200,000 yuan. The equipment of the hot pot restaurant cannot be more than 200,000 yuan, total. The man named Dalai made at least 450,000 yuan from Yuqin Yun and the other 4. If we add the high-priced materials sold to Yuqin Yun by Dalai headquarters, franchising is really profitable. How much did you lose? We won't lose much if we transfer it out. After all, our store is still profitable. Yuqin Yun sighed, I'm not cut out for a hot pot restaurant. Let's go back to the breakfast restaurant. Su Yang comforted him. It's true that breakfast restaurants are a bit hard, but you are professional in this area and more stable. Profitable. This hot pot restaurant can indeed make a profit, but the profit is definitely not much. It may take more than 3 years to recover the cost, which is still very dangerous for a restaurant. In 2 or 3 years, a lot will change. Maybe there will be no one on this street, or the property may increase the rent. it is estimated that because of the matter of joining Dalai, Yu Qingyan's other 4 partners have lost trust in him. They agreed so quickly, obviously they don't want to toss it anymore. Su Yang took over for 500,000, and they may only lose more than 300,000, considering that there are 5 partners in the hot pot restaurant, plus the small profit of the hot pot restaurant. Each of them will not lose much, just take it as a lesson. The main reason is that their hot pot restaurant is not small in size and has a good location, otherwise Su Yang would not have taken over at a high price. Chapter 14. People with fast loyalty. More popular with women. Taking over the hot pot restaurant went very smoothly. The 5 partners, Yu Qingyun, Chen Konghu, Ran Geng, Mo Song, and Gu Tao, were all very eager to get rid of this bad hot pot restaurant. Section 19. You are listening at novelfull.audio. On the day of signing the transfer agreement, Chen Konghu, Ran Geng, Mo Song, and Gu Tao, only Mo Song took the initiative to talk to Yu Qingyun. Gu Tao had some connections with the people in the property management, and the property management readily agreed to Yu Qingyun and others' transfer of the store to Su Yang, and signed a new lease agreement with Su Yang. Finally, Su Yang signed a 3-year lease with the property management, paying a deposit of 1 1/3 of the rent, a total of 200,000 yuan. Su Yang talked to the employees of the original hot pot restaurant again, saying that he would continue to run the hot pot restaurant and hoped that they would stay. He would pay wages next month regardless of whether the restaurant opened or not, and they almost all agreed. At least from the customer's point of view, Su Yang felt that these employees were still very diligent. At that time, Yu Qingyun positioned the hot pot restaurant as relatively high-end. There were quite a few employees, most of whom were young girls. In the following time, Su Yang went to the Shuxiang beef hot pot restaurant to find Guofang. After hearing Su Yang's promise of a base salary of 20,000 yuan plus performance commission, he was still moved. He has been working at Shuxiang Beef Hot Pot for 3 years, and he has run the business of Shuxiang Beef Hot Pot restaurant quite well, but the boss only gives him a basic salary of 8,000. Seeing the boss change Santana to Land Rover and not giving him a salary increase, he has been unhappy for a long time. After Su Yang took Guofang to see his newly rented shop, he also smiled and expressed his willingness to work with Su Yang, but he needs to hand over the work at Shuxiang Beef Hot Pot restaurant before he can come. It may take 10 days. But he will help Su Yang with the preliminary preparations, and Su Yang certainly agreed. Unknowingly, time came to the 7th. This is the day when Xingho Fitness pays wages. That afternoon, many people received text message reminders from the bank. Almost all employees smiled when they saw the text message reminder. The salary has been paid, and it is really a salary increase. They are very happy in their hearts, and even work harder. Ding, you get a salary refund of 460,000 in May. Seeing the extra 460,000 in the bank card, Su Yang, who was sitting in the car, was in a good mood. In this way, almost all the money for buying the hot pot restaurant was recovered, but then, he heard the system prompt sound again. Ding, Xingho Fitness employees Lu Feng, Zhou Xiaolu, Chen Xiru, Chen Xiaoyun, Xiong Yi's loyalty has increased to 90, and you have received a total of 200,000 yuan in rewards. Seeing this prompt, Su Yang couldn't suppress the smile at the corner of his mouth. The rent for the hot pot restaurant in the first quarter is back. What is a good employee? This is a good employee. A good employee should explode gold coins for the boss. At the same time, he also noticed that employees with low cultural level and less scheming seem to be more likely to improve their loyalty, and he is also more popular with female employees. No wonder the main force of star chasing is women. Among so many employees with a loyalty of 90, there is only Xiong Yi, a male fitness coach who he doesn't remember well. Ding, Xingho Fitness employee Wang, whose loyalty has increased to 90, and you get 1 strength attribute point. When he reached 1 strength attribute point, Su Yang couldn't help but laugh again. Great! He checked the loyalty of other employees again. After the salary was paid this time, there was a general improvement. Even Yuan Cici's loyalty to him increased to 80. The hot pot restaurant will have to wait a few days to open. He thinks he can put more attention on the gym during this time. After he took over the gym, he carried out internal reforms. External publicity has not yet been fully launched. The operation of the store is all analogous. After seeing the promotion strategy of the hot pot restaurant, combined with the gym's gain buff, Su-young also has more ideas for the promotion of the gym. At Xingho Fitness, Wang Hu looked at his mobile phone and laughed foolishly. He has been in Xingho Fitness for a year, and this is the first time that his salary has exceeded 10,000. This is a huge improvement. He put away his mobile phone and couldn't help laughing. Tian Sheng, that idiot, will regret it sooner or later. On the day of salary payment, customers exercising in the entire gym found that these fitness coaches seemed to be in a very good mood and were more enthusiastic about them. "Coach, can you stay away from me?" Hu Bin said with a stiff face. "I feel uncomfortable when you look at me." That he has a slight social phobia and can't stand the enthusiasm of the fitness coach. Wang Hu said quickly, Okay, I'll leave right away. You should exercise well and concentrate. Treadmills are also dangerous. In the afternoon, Ma Ran parked the car steadily at the intersection, and Su-young got out of the car and was about to enter the alley. Su-young, hearing someone calling him from behind, he turned around and saw a mature and beautiful woman. Sister Chen Li. Su-young came to Rongqing to work, so he naturally rented a house. In order to save money, he chose to share a house, 600 per month, with a small bedroom of 18 square meters, and a small balcony where clothes can be hung. It's quite cost-effective. The people who shared the house with him were Chen Li and another young couple. Su-young was a little introverted and autistic, and he could only be regarded as a nodding acquaintance with Chen Li. They didn't have much contact after getting along for a year. Both of them were very busy with work. But Su-young knew that Chen Li seemed to be 30 years old. She was working in the financial insurance industry, and her salary was said to be good. Chen Li asked curiously, "Is the person driving just now your friend?" "That's an online car-hailing service." "Driving a BMW to work as an online car-hailing service? What's so strange about this?" Su-young said indifferently, "I've met online car-hailing drivers who drive Mercedes-Benz and Audi." "Okay," Chen Li complained in her heart, whose online car-hailing driver would pick up and drop off every day. She saw the BMW pick up Su-young in the morning the day before yesterday. This is the third time. But Chen Li didn't ask more. People don't want to say more, and asking more will only make people hate him. But she still looked at Su-young without leaving any traces, so he found that Su-young had really changed a lot in recent times. Let's not talk about clothes for now. There is not much change, still ordinary domestic brands. His face is ruddy, and his body looks stronger and healthier than before. The biggest change is Su-yang's spirit. The previous Su-young was a little depressed, a little decadent and introverted, and didn't like to talk to people, but now Su-young looks full of vitality and confidence, and seems to be full of fighting spirit. In a short period of time, the things that can make people change so much are either money, career, or love. Chen Li is more inclined to the former, because love can only make people blind and stupid. Su-young, you don't seem to be working overtime much recently. This is also the question Chen Li has always wanted to ask. Section 20. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Even though Su-young looked ordinary before, Chen Li was somewhat concerned about him because he was tall and handsome. In addition, she and Su-young often worked overtime in the past. Every time Chen Li came home from get-off work very late, if she saw that Su-young had not come back yet, she would feel a little better. After all, she was not the only one. But recently, she found that Su-young came back very early every day, and got up later than him. Su-young replied casually, "No, I quit." Chen Li followed Su-young's footsteps and asked in confusion, "A new job?" Su-young shook his head, "No, I'm starting a business now." There is nothing wrong with this. After all, he started a business with his own ability and hard work. Start a business? Chen Li said with some concern, "Why start a business?" In the current economic situation, starting a business is not easy. Working in a financial institution, Chen Li often saw people taking out loans to start a business, then they were heavily in debt and could not turn over for several years. Some people were completely ruined. Especially some young people who don't know the immensity of the world, too much for granted. thinking that if others can do it, you can do it too. Don't you look at the current situation? Su Yang is ambitious, of course she admires it, but she doesn't want this young man who she likes to lose too much money. Chapter 15. Can't spend it all. Can't spend it all at all. Recruiting. I bought a gym and will soon take over a hot pot restaurant. Chenli looked at Su Yang in disbelief. She didn't expect that Su Yang would pick some difficult tracks. Not to mention the gym, unless you run away with the money in the early stage, it is difficult to make money. The catering industry is even more competitive in Rongcheng. These days, 8 out of 10 entrepreneurs want to engage in catering. It seems that the threshold is not high, but there are also many traps. What's wrong? No loan. No borrowed money. My own money. Chenli was relieved a little now. What she feared most was that Su Yang didn't have the capital to force it. What gym? Xinghu Fitness. The one near Kaimao building. Yes. Su Yang asked curiously, you know. How could I not know? Our company is near there. Chenli frowned and asked, but can you really make money by opening a gym? Su Yang said in a relaxed tone, it's okay, I can afford the loss. I didn't see it. Chenli looked at Su Yang in surprise. Why? You hid it so well. I didn't see that your family was quite rich. My family doesn't have much money. Chenli didn't believe it. Although she had never been there, she knew that Xinghu Fitness was very large. It was luxuriously decorated, fully equipped, and had many fitness coaches. It was the best gym nearby. One of her colleagues was a member of Xinghu Fitness. Her colleague mentioned it today that since the gym changed its owner, the atmosphere of the entire gym had improved a lot. Su Yang said that his family had no money, but Chenli didn't believe it at all, as he could afford to open such a large gym and still had the energy to continue to open a hot pot restaurant. Considering that Su Yang was picked up by a car every day, Chenli was more certain of her guess. He must be a rich man from a certain county. Su Yang, your gym won't run away with the money, will it? That she was also under great pressure at work. She often stayed up late to work overtime, and drank at social gatherings, and her health was getting worse in recent months, perhaps due to performance pressure and layoffs, or perhaps because of irregular living habits. Her period was irregular, and she started to gain weight on her belly. She actually wanted to go to the gym to exercise, but she always felt that gym memberships were too expensive and very unreliable. Maybe one day they would run away with the money. How is that possible? Su Yang said helplessly, I live next door to you. Are you worried about my character? Then I'll go to your place to get a gym membership. Can I get a discount? Get a monthly membership, I'll give you 20% off. What about a quarterly membership? Sister Chenli, if you really want to buy a membership, I suggest you get a monthly membership first to try it out. Su Yang suggested sincerely, often people get a membership but don't come to our place to exercise, they're just giving me money. Try it first to see if you're suitable for the atmosphere of the gym. If you want to exercise regularly after a month, then get a quarterly membership, an annual membership, or something like that. Su Yang knew that Chenli lived a very frugal life, even though she had a high salary. Okay. Su Yang's words made her feel very comfortable. Then just go to the gym and report my name. Okay. Back in the shared apartment, Chenli closed the door, fell exhausted on the bed, stared at the ceiling for a long time and didn't want to move. After waiting for a long time, she gradually came to her senses, and couldn't help but think of Su Yang who lived next door, tall, young and handsome, can cook, and has a pretty good character. She had occasionally thought of Su Yang before, but it was just a thought. Because she thought Su Yang didn't have much money, it would be difficult for him to buy a house in Rongcheng. Now that she found out that Su Yang's family had some capital, she was a little tempted, but when she thought of her age and the contacts she had had in the past year, she couldn't help but sigh. She knew very well that Su Yang probably had no interest in her. If he really had interest in her, it would be impossible that nothing had happened in the past year and nothing had been expressed. At this moment, she saw a large number of messages suddenly pop up in the Weixin work group. She lamented in her heart, would she have to work overtime again? If this continued, she would have premature menopause sooner or later. You know, she knew a female supervisor who had really gone through menopause recently. At 9 o'clock in the morning on the 8th, Su Yang walked to the gym with ease.